and law of motion revision students. So you all are welcome. So today we are just going to discuss about the force and law of motion. Students, in this session we will cover the syllabus force and Newton's first law, Newton's second law and Newton's third law of motion. What is inertia and what is the conservation of momentum. So students, of facts about the force, I would want to tell you what is force. So force means that a push or pull on any object that produced acceleration in the body on which it acts. It means that students, if you are having a table and that table you are pushing, definitely the table will move. But if the table is having a greater mass or greater weight, so that it will not going to move. So it is a push or pull. You have seen the bullock cart. The bull is just going to pull the cart. So that produces the acceleration in the body on which it acts. Students, the unit of force is Newton. Newton. So force can do three things on a body. In a previous classes also, students, we have studied in the class 8. It can change the speed of a body. It means that if you are going to apply the force, it will change the speed of the body. So if anyone is having any toys, you bring that toys and you have to apply the force over there. So students, what you will see that toy is start moving very fast. You are riding the bicycle. You are riding the bicycle and that time you are doing the paddling. So when you are doing the paddling, then what is happening? The cycle is going to increase their speed. It can change the direction of the motion also. If you are playing a cricket or you are playing a hockey or either you are playing a football, any game you are playing, students, then you are just kick the ball, or either if the ball you are passing between the players, and that time what you are doing, you are changing the direction of motion of that body. Any bowler is just giving you the ball in the cricket and you are hitting the ball, that time what you are doing, the direction of that motion of that body is going to be changed, means the ball will change their direction. You are having a balloon and you are just applying the force from both sides. So what happened? When you apply the force, it will change their shape. So this is the mainly three things the force is just applying. The force is a push or pull which change or tends to change the state of rest or uniform motion. Force is a vector quantity. Okay. Vector quantity. If I talk about the inertia, so inertia is a property of the body, so due to which the body opposes the changes of itself, its state. So the inertia of the body is measured by mass of the body, means that inertia you can measure on the basis of that mass of the body. Heavier the body, so the greater force is required, so it will change its state. So greater body have the greater inertia. Now we talk about the force, balance force. So force are said to be balanced, like you are standing on the earth. Whenever you are standing on the earth, you have seen that due to the balance force you are able to stand. If there is any changes, you will fall on the ground. So force are said to be balance force if they one another's and their resultant force is 0, means the resultant force is 0 means the balance force is a force where resultant force is 0. So that is called balance force, student. Unbalanced force, when two opposite force, you are applying this one side force and the second side force, two opposite force acting on the body. So move a body in the one direction of the greater force, means that the person like Ram and Mohan. Ram is applying the force and Mohan is also applying the force on a table. So Mohan is applying greater force, then that table will move towards the Ram. The force which bring motion in a body are called the unbalanced force. Till that their force are balanced, the object will not going to move anywhere. So that is no acceleration. But when the force is unbalanced, then only the object will come into the motion. So this is the unbalanced force. Students, the first law of motion, here we have to understand. Object remain in the state of rest or of uniform motion. Like you are just riding the cycle and it is in the uniform motion. Or either you are just driving the car and car is just moving in the uniform motion. An object remain in the state of motion in a straight line unless acted upon by an external unbalanced force. It means that if you are applying the unbalanced force, means that you are giving the accelerator, you are just applying the accelerator, and what happens that the car will move fast. So this is just showing that whenever we are just going to apply the external force on the car, then the car will start moving fast, which is not in the uniform motion. But till that, if we are not applying the external unbalanced force, then it is going in the straight line in a uniform motion. So this is the first law of motion, students. We have already studied about the inertia. So inertia is a natural tendency of an object to resist changes in their state, means that it is in the states of the uniform motion, that is called inertia. So natural tendency of an object to resist a change in their state of rest, means the earlier it was in the rest. So if it is coming into that changes or the uniform motion, that is called that inertia. Mass of an object is measure of its inertia. Students, what is the unit, SI unit of inertia? That is kilogram. So greater body mass, greater inertia. So Newton's law of motion, the first law of motion, students, I am just telling you, it states that if the next external force on the body is 0, means that if you are not applying the force, then the body remain at the rest or move with a constant velocity. So it defines the inertia. That's why we are telling students Newton's first law is known as the law of inertia. Okay. Here you see the coin drop. This is the one activity. All of you can do that. You take a glass and bring a cardboard. All of you do this activity on your video. So in this question you see, students, calculate the force needed to the speed up a car with a rate of 5 meter per second square if the mass of the car is 1000 kilogram. So here the mass of that car is 1000 kilogram and acceleration that we are just writing that of 5 meter per second square, students. Definitely the answer is your 5000 kilogram. In the second question you see that if the mass of a moving object is 50 kilogram, what force will be required to speed up the object at the rate of 2 meter per second square, student? Very simple question. If the mass of a moving object is 50 kilogram, means the mass is given of the moving object, but here the what force will require to speed up. It means that object is just moving, but you want to speed up the object at the rate of 2 meter per second square. Question third, students, you see, to accelerate a vehicle to the 3 meter per second square, what force will be needed if the mass of the vehicle is equal to the 100 kilogram? So here that Nandini and Pransu and Amrita gave an answer immediately. Shivans Patak also given previous question answer. Oh, this also you have given, Shivans, very good. Adarsh Tiwari also, very nice. Everybody very nice, appreciable. Good. To accelerate an object to a rate of 2 meter per second square, 10 Newton force is required. Now you find out the mass of an object. Again I am repeating the question. To accelerate an object to a rate of 2 meter per second square, 10 Newton force is required. Find the mass of an object. I want to see how many have given the answer. Oh, very nice, great. Shivans Patak first, Adarsh Tiwari, Nandini, Pransu. You have given that correct answer. Very good. Well done. What is the formula you had applied? Aanchal, Amrita, Nandini, others. What is the formula? Can anybody will tell me? Which formula you had applied? Pransu. Oh, thank you, Amrita. M is equal to F by A. F is equal to MA and M is equal to F by A. Another question. If 1000 Newton force is required to accelerate an object to the rate of 5 meter per second square, what will be the weight of the object? Again I am repeating the question. If 1000 Newton force is required to accelerate an object to the rate of 5 meter per second square, so what will be the weight of the object? Very good. I would like to see the students who is giving answer. Well done, well done. Amrita, others, Aanchal, very good. In this, students, you see you are having the one question. A vehicle accelerate at the rate of 10 meter per second square. Vehicle accelerate at the rate of 10 meter per second square after the applying of force equal to the 50,000 Newton. After the applying of the force equal to 50,000 Newton, find the mass of the vehicle. Again I am repeating the question. A vehicle accelerate at the rate of 10 meter per second square after the applying of a force equal to 50,000 Newton. Find the mass of the vehicle. So whenever I talk about the second law of motion, it is called the law of acceleration. You see, student, the force is equal to mass into acceleration. So here is that car, and from this car, if you are applying the force, it comes here, and then it's come here. Means what is happening? That accelerate. So this is the second law of motion on which you have solved the question. I am giving you the third up, means force you have calculated, mass you are able to find it out. Now I am giving you the another question that you have to find out the acceleration of this. Very simple question. What the acceleration a vehicle having 1000 kilogram of mass will get after applying a force of 5000 Newton? So in this question, students, you see that after applying a force of 1000 newtons, an object of mass 2000 kilogram will we achieve what acceleration? Again I am telling you, after applying a force of 1000 newtons, an object of the mass 2000 kilogram will achieve what acceleration? After questions, I want to just go for the Newton's third law of motion. It is stated that whenever I am talking about that this particular Newton's law of motion, it is stated that to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. It means that whenever you are applying the force on the wall, the same force the wall is also applying on you. So this is the third law of motion. Students, the next point comes, that is the momentum. So momentum of a moving body is defined as the product of mass and the velocity of the body. So here the P is equal to m into v, and m is the mass of the body and v is the velocity of the body. So this is the momentum. Impulse. When a large force acts on the extremely short duration, means that more force you are applying on the very short duration, then the total effect of the force is known as the impulse. Impulse is defined as the product of a force. Students, so F acting on that object of the mass m for the time t. So impulse is equal to force into time. So impulse is equal to F into t. Also can be defined as the changes of momentum. So initial velocity will be subtracted from the final velocity, that will come as the impulse. So impulse Ft is equal to mv minus mu. So v, you know that velocity, u final velocity, and u is the initial velocity. So unit of this kilogram meter per second or the newtons. And impulse is the vector quantity, students. Impulse is vector quantity. Thank you so much. Whatever the problems that you can write into the comment box, I will give you the answers. Thank you and bye bye. Good day.